Well, it would not be algebra without a real world application, because actually that's what algebra is all about. It's about taking things and creating things, setting some type of pattern, and make sure that we be able to create and understand a shortcut. Okay, so let's take a comparison here with cable providers. So we have one cable television provider that we won't name, has a $60 setup fee and $80 per month. And the second provider has a $160 equipment fee and $70 per month. So here we are being asked to determine how many months will the cost be the same and what will that cost be. And the second thing that we are required actually is, if you plan to move in 6 months, you live in the house now, and you live in the apartment now, and in 6 months you'll be gone, what is the cheaper option, and explain. Okay, so let's take a look at, well, what do we know? So we know that total paid, and we can call it total or T. Let's call it Y. Let's go ahead and call it Y so we don't get confused with what is our independent and dependent. Okay, so we can say Y, this is option 1, total paid, and is mean equal our setup fee, $60, plus cost per month is $80, and we don't know, we know times, and let's let X be our months. Okay, so we can really rewrite that as Y is equal to 60 plus 80x. Okay, so now let's take a look at our second one. We have total paid, Y is, which is equal, and our equipment fee is $160. $160 plus $70. $70. Take care of that. I don't know what happened with my screen expanding. I guess it won't let me type more. I'm not typing anything else. So that will be $70 times X. And again, that equation will be Y is equal to 160 plus 70x. Now again, you can use community property and switch these around. That's completely up to you here. Alright, so we have our system. So now we need to go back to our original steps, and our original step says 1 has to be solved for some literal equation. Here we do have Y being solved for either one, so we can just take this and use it here, or this and use it here. So let's use the first one for this particular equation here. Okay, so we'll go and take Y. So we said Y is 60 plus 80x. That's what Y said. It says it here, so we're going to use it and say 60 plus 80x is equal to 160 plus 70x. Same thing as what we've done, just using the substitution method here. Now we'll take 70 and subtract 70 because we want to get our variables together. 70 here, we're going to subtract 70 from both sides, so that'll be 60 plus 80x minus 70x is equal to 160 plus 70x minus 70x. Okay, so over here we're left with 70 from 80, 10. So that would be 60 plus 10x is equal to, and our 70x, they cancel out to 0, 160. Now all we need to do is to get x by itself is to subtract 60 from both sides. So that will be 60 minus 60 plus 10x is equal to 160 minus 60. Okay, great. We're moving right along with it. So here we can see that our 60s cancel out. That would give us 10x is equal to 60 from 160 is 100. Okay, now we just simply need to isolate x is to divide both sides by 10. So that would be 10x divided by 10 is equal to 100 divided by 10, and here x is going to equal to 10. Okay, so what we've done is we found that our months, so it'll take 10 months. So that's a good deal. Remember, x is months, so we know it will take 10 months. So let's go ahead and find what the cost will be by substituting x, and we can do so in either one of the equations. So let's go ahead and change the color and substitute for our very first equation, because it's just simple, guys. We want to just use the easiest way possible. Okay, so here we have y is equal to 60 plus 80 times 10, and that will give us y is equal to 60 plus 800, and y is equal to $860. So again, this is the months, and this is our cost. Okay, so what we found out is in how many months will the cost be the same, and it will be 10 months, and what will that cost be? $860. Now we're left with B, and B says if you plan to move in 6 months, which will be the cheaper? Okay, so let's go in real quickly. Make this purple, and let's take option 1. So the first option is y is equal to, and this is option 1, and we're looking at y is equal to 60 plus 80 times how many months? So how many months did it say? We say 6 months times 6. Okay, so y is equal to 60 plus, and that's going to be 6 times 80, and that's going to be 480. Okay, and y is going to equal to 480 plus 60 is $540. Okay, $540. If you're going to live 6 months in your apartment and move, then that's what it'll cost if you contemplating using the first option. Okay, so let's go now and take a look at what it'll cost if we want to use option 2. All right, option 2 tells us that y is equal to 160, that's the setup fee, plus 70, and again, how many months? 6. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the math here. Okay, so that'll be y is equal to 160 plus 420. Seems about right. Plus, add the 160 to it. Okay, so that'll give us y is equal to 580. Okay, just make sure 420 plus 160, 580. Correct. Okay, so now we will look at the comparison, which does not seem, we don't need a degree in mathematics to determine that 540 is cheaper than 580. So it asks us to explain. Okay, why would it be the easiest? Because option 1 is cheaper. So we just simply say option 1 is less expensive. Okay, real simple, real world situation is what I really want you guys to really understand is we use algebra daily, guys. And as you can see, you know, utilizing algebra can save mom, dad, and even the old man, anybody, some money. And this is what you guys need to do as you come up through this course is help people out, help them out. You go to the store with them and sit them down and say, hey, let me first determine whether this is a good deal. And trust me, you'll be greatly appreciated. That takes care of substitution. I will see you next time with another step called elimination.